watch your hand on this one.
Right, to me.
I'll have it actually playing me a couple of times. A lot of people have worked in this cave over the years, and when it was first being set up, they ended up finding some neat little pieces, and they made what's called the Cowboy Museum here. They set up a couple tombstones. This is supposedly a cowboy buried with his feet up. There's the boots that he lost. There's the saddle he was on. We have a little shot up sombrero right there. Our little cactus field. And last but not least, a little piece of cowboy pie. This was just set up as a fun thing back here. As to who set it up, I can't answer that question. Finding out information in the cave is quite difficult. No one writes books or journals about it. Some of the stories are not really worth what they are spoken about. One of the reasons why we switch the lights on and off so much is it's not present now, but there's a little bit on the up by the entrance, is algae and moss will grow in a cave. The cave has no light, therefore there can be no growth of this without chlorophyll. But when we start turning the lights on and off, this is why we leave the cave dark. This whole area is full of brimstone pools. Brimstone pools happen. You can see how the old river came down here. So when the water resides in a flat spot, it slowly starts to evaporate. The minerals are forced to the edge and start to leave deposits. This one is supposedly our United States right here. Here we have California, a little bit of Texas, Mexico, and on up to Canada. The section over here has been called, this is a very old section of brimstone pools. This section has been called the Great Wall of China or the West Virginia Highway System.
Okay. Now, a little earlier, when you saw actual puddles lying in between those ridges, it's the same sort of thing, or?
Same thing.
Yeah.
Exact same thing. This next section we're going to walk through, you can see a little sample of it right here. It has sunk. This actually is not an unknown phenomenon. It happens in a lot of caves where this shelf has just settled back to it. And a lot of the columns are broke. It's nicknamed the penitentiary because of all the little columns trying to get out. If you notice some on the way through, you will see that they're actually starting to very, very slowly come back together. The deal with this is, when they form back together, if you want another tour, I'll give you one for free.
How long ago did it sink?
The assumption is that this happened on that seismic event that actually made a couple things fall inside the cave. You all get a real personal tour here. So you can see how some of them are starting to come back together. But you can also see how the shift is different in different areas. Some are more separate than others. Some have slid sideways and some are straight drop.
Well, how do you see they're coming together? You can't see the movement, or they're going up or down.
No, but they will come back together one day.
I just have to, keep looking at for so many years, and you can see them. You can see the change, I guess, is the only way to find out.
Right here is actually how you see how a little limestone pool will be formed.
Yeah.
And
Here it is.
I'll go after you.
Okay.
And if you stop right here on the way out, back through, and you take a look, we have what's called Mirror Lake, and if you look at it, it's actually a total reflection of the ceiling.
Oh, right. Yeah, that looks pretty.
Where's the Mirror Lake?
Turn back a little bit. And let's proceed. Yeah, through there, I think. Just go a little bit back.
Oh, I see, back in there. Oh, neat.
Okay, we'll head on down the steps. When we get down to the bottom, if you take a look directly under where I'm standing, you'll see another section, and that's called wigwam right down there. But you'll also see that colored, that's a ribbon stalactite, and it's actually so thin that you shine a light to it, it's also referred to as the farmer's bacon.
Farmer's bacon?
Bacon, yeah, all the street.
It's a little bit of a bacon color, isn't it?
Yep.
So, did we go through there? No, so we came through here with higher up.
Can hear the water running. Is that outside?
Nope. This area we call column room. Two very distinct ones in it.
Well, that was nice. You guys put it together. Look at the color.
That is a beautiful piece of calcite. Very, very pure. This one is nicknamed Jack and the Beanstalk. And this one is estimated to be 15 to 20 million years old. This one is called Goliath. And this one is estimated to be 35 to 45 million years old. Even just the range of that, if you think about it, that's 10 million years. That's a big chunk of time. But it's also a little piece slid down many, many years ago, and it just has always been left there. But you can see how the different rings inside actually form a column. That it's not solid stone, it is layer after layer after layer.
Boy, this just keeps going. This is a very long cave.
It is raining extremely hard today. That's where that's coming from. This does not flow as much as it used to back in the 40s. This is a natural spring. Right now it's heavily affected by rains. They actually used to pull water from here for the original restaurant on the premise. There used to be a house with that for people who the caretaker of the cave lived. This year we actually had a water level a little bit above here. This entire room will fill. This room is called the ice chamber, which you'll notice is a couple of degrees cooler here than it is the rest of the cave. And it's just for your fresh water spring that's coming through. This formation is the largest column in the cave. It is called Castle on the Rhine, obviously because it's sitting on the river.
What did you call it?
The Castle on the Rhine.
The Castle on the Rhine?
Yep, that's why this water will not stay here long. There are cracks down below in your flow stone, and it eventually starts to become part of the water table. Cave hydrology is a big deal. Very hard to trace the fact. Sometimes when they're trying to figure out where the water goes, they put dyes in it and see what river it comes out. And you can see how, since we're closer to the surface right now, because we're just about at the end of the tour, you see much more fault lines in the ceiling. These are extremely old.
And that's drapery.
Yes, we have a little bit like right over there.
So all this is limestone, right, that you're walking in?
Actually, what happens is when it rains outside, and you have moisture in the ground, you have H2O. H2O picks up CO2 that's naturally present in the earth. When you put those together, you form carbonic acid. Carbonic acid is very, very slightly acidic. And that is what dissolves the limestone. Dissolved limestone becomes its own form of stone, and it's called calcite. It's actually a metamorphic stone.
It's like footprints down there.
Those footprints have been there for many, many years. Supposedly, they've been there close to 20 years. We've had a couple people drop hard hats down there. We no longer send people down there to fish them out. The water never really flows through here. It rises and recedes, so there's no disturbance of the soils there. And this is pretty much the end of the tour. Not a lot of caves go all the way through. We've actually just walked basically through a large hill. Believe it or not, we actually just walked underneath a huge electric substation. You never even know it. This last section right here has been called Sand Dunes of West Virginia. I'm not sure why, because we don't have any sand dunes. But supposedly we do have sandy trout who is supposed to be swimming upstream. And we have our standing cobra who bit Sandy's tail off at one time. And I will mention that during the course of our time in the cave, not only does it have extremely high humidity, it has extremely high oxygen content. Also, the air is denser and heavier. It settles down in here. It's 25% higher on average than it is outside. When you first leave the cave and you start walking out, it takes everybody a couple of minutes to readjust to it.
Wow, interesting.
Since we are not going to walk
Come there's so
away,
much oxygen in here then?
it's just heavier, denser, more compressed air. Not compressed, that's a bad word. It's condensed just because of the moisture and humidity in it. It hangs down here. Believe me, I have constant tests in this cave. We test for radon, we test for other things. We have whole programs in effect for the tour guides.
Yeah, so
And how much radon is it compared to
Actually,
other
this
places?
cave came in extremely light. Actually, not even enough where if the radon counts I had in this cave, if they were in your home, they would have told you, don't worry about it.
that's good, yeah.
Some caves have, basically to remove radon is you exchange the air. There are a lot of commercial caves where they have put in fans.
Ventilators, yeah, just like in mines. I work for the Canadian government, and they in our area they have people who occupy themselves with radon in homes, and they measure it. They make maps of where the radon is and where the soil has radon.
It's a natural thing. You can actually walk through a field and test for it and have the same and have
It
it
all
show
depends
up.
where you live. Like some soil is very heavy in uranium, and mines too, like mines, uranium mines.